Got up, it was day like a work day like any other, so I got up, took my shower, and was in the process of shaving when my wife came in and asked if the baby was with me. And I told her no, and she said, well, she's not in her crib. A few minutes later, my wife came back in and she said, I can't find her anywhere.
30 years ago in Lawton, Thanksgiving for the Carter family would change forever.
We looked all through the house, every little place we could think where she could climb or get into. Essentially went up and down these streets on foot at first, and then got in my car. We called the police.
Their 19-month-old girl would be found almost a month after being abducted on Halloween. But Nima Carter's body was discovered laying dead next to a refrigerator in an abandoned home just 4 blocks from where the Carters lived.
One of the ironies in all this, because they had searched this area before. Of course, she was not here at that time. When they found her, there was no way that she could have been big enough or strong enough to have opened up this refrigerator. At that point, we knew for sure, definitely, that she had been taken because, especially after they had done the autopsy, they found that her contents of her stomach were different than the last meal that we had fed her.
Nima Carter's case remains unsolved. No one was ever charged with the little girl's murder.
There was no fingerprints, no footprints, no hair, no blood, no physical evidence. What
goes through my mind is who in the world could have done this and why?
Was it against us? It surely wasn't against the baby. Was it against themselves? I don't know. But he hurt us. She hurt us. There were times I thought I would never quit crying over her. I just thought nobody cries for her anymore. I know anymore.
Just a year and a half earlier, also in Lawton, twins Mary Elizabeth and Tina Carpenter were abducted from their grandmother's home and later found locked inside a refrigerator in an abandoned house.
The children were found 2 days later by some children in an abandoned house. They had glanced over at a grungy refrigerator where they had heard some cries, and one of the children opened the door and out popped Augustine. She had lived for 2 days by breathing through a hole in the refrigerator. Her sister wasn't as fortunate. She died, and she had suffocated during that time. The common thread between the two cases, as police would later learn, is that Jackie Rubidoux was also their babysitter.
In 1979, 3 years after the Carpenter twins were abducted, authorities arrested Rubidoux and charged her with the first-degree murder of Mary Carpenter. Rubidoux was questioned in the Nima Carter case, but never charged. Prosecutors didn't believe they had enough evidence.
What's interesting about this case is that when they tried Rubidoux for the murder of Mary Carpenter, they included, and the judge allowed, evidence from the Nima Carter case to come into it, even though she had not been charged with the murder of Nima Carter.
In 1983, Rubidoux received a life sentence. She died of liver cancer in 2005 at the Mabel Bassett Infirmary in McLeod. She was 46.
Her daddy loves her very, very much, and he will see her again.